Welcome to the Couchboard, where we naively talk about anything and everything for your listening pleasure. I am Max, and as always, I have my pals with me, Colby and Jordan. Gentlemen, how are you guys doing?
What's up?
Fantastic.
Good. Well, today we have a very important topic, something that could really alter the future of the human race. We're talking about cereal. Yep, cereal. Nothing special, nothing fancy over here. Last time I was hosting an episode, we talked about sandwiches. Now we're taking it up a notch. We're talking about cereal. So, anyways, more to come on that later. But as usual here on the Couchboard, we're going to talk about what's been going on since last time we spoke a week ago. Colby, we will start with you. What's new in your life?
Well, let me tell you. We are doing the same thing we've always done, which is working and then watching TV. So, nothing much. We just finished The Umbrella Academy, seasons 1 and 2 on Netflix.
I haven't seen it. Tell me more. Is it good? I think I saw like the first 5 minutes of the first episode. Something about women all getting pregnant at the same time and having a bunch of babies, and
that's perverse.
That was about all I saw.
No, just kidding. That is part of it. So, it's good. It's good. Compared to everything else on Netflix right now, it's good. It's not phenomenal. It's not out of this world, but I really enjoyed it. I liked season 1 more than season 2, but season 2 does have like kind of more action-y stuff and isn't quite as slow. So you know, there's pluses and minuses, but I really liked it. I like most of the actors in it. I think actually do a really good job. Ellen Page is in it. She's actually one of my least favorite characters in it. She's not bad, but one of my least favorite. I like Ellen
Page.
Yes.
I'm a fan of. Well, at least I liked her in Juno. She was great. And then,
yeah.
You know, she was in Inception, which I love Inception, the movie, but actually her character in Inception is
just kind of
insanely boring. It's just a very like blah character.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing really to her personality in that movie.
Yeah, I feel like she's kind of been typecast across her career too. But yeah, I agree. And she was good. She was good in Juno. She was awesome in Juno. And she was good in Whip It, if you've ever seen that. It's a good movie about roller derby.
Yeah.
Wasn't she also Shadowcat?
Oh, she was Shadowcat in like the worst X-Men movie ever, though.
Yeah. I just remember her like running. It was her, right? Yeah, she was like running through walls, and like Juggernaut was chasing after her, and that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
I think she
that
was
X-Men movie was really bad.
I think she was Shadowcat in X2 and X3 though. So X2 was good. I'll have to look it up.
I guess she was probably, if she was in X2, I'm guessing she wasn't in it very much though.
Probably not.
But she was also in X-Men Days of Future Past.
Oh, was she?
Really?
Which, yeah.
Because
they were all kind of in that movie. But she was, I want to say she was hanging out with, what's the premise of that movie? I forget. What was going on? Like all the Sentinels are trying to break in, and I forget what are they trying to like, they send Wolverine into the past. That's right.
I don't even remember. But this is Umbrella Academy is a superhero show. It's it's fun. It's worth a watch. There's definitely stuff to criticize, but it's still a good watch and a lot of fun. It's based on the comics written by Gerard Way, the lead singer of My Chemical Romance, interestingly enough, who apparently is a pretty big comic writer nowadays. So yeah, pretty fun watch. Other than that, we're just hanging out and gearing up for school, getting the kids backpacks and lunch boxes and getting ready for school.
Crazy.
Yep.
It's nuts. Alrighty, Jordan, tell us.
Well, it has been so eventful. Let's see. I've been working on the bunk beds more. It's been months. This dang project, because I take breaks for such a long time in between. But
how does your wife put up with you that it's taken this long?
Hey, she better appreciate every bit of it, because
I'm kidding.
She's the reason it's taken so long. I would have just put up 2 sheets of plywood and they would have been fine. No, I'm kidding. I did some I put a cabinet on where I wasn't anticipating putting a cabinet in, and so just another little wife request that takes a little bit more time, and so and made a little railing thing, and it's for the top bunk, so it's fun. It's been coming along. I'm 99% done with the woodwork, which is good. Then we can just paint it and pretty much be done with it. So hopefully get that knocked out soon enough. But what else? Plowing through Seinfeld. Watched the masseuse episode last night, which is just hilarious. I think George is the amount of annoyance coming from George in that episode is it's just off the charts, because I don't know, the way he just is trying to understand why someone wouldn't like him when it's like all, ever present, like why people would not like him. Like it's pretty ridiculous.
I don't remember who doesn't like him. Is it his therapist?
The masseuse.
It's Jerry's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh yes, like
they go out to eat, and
he just makes it worse because he can't handle it.
He's telling like all these like sexist like jokes kind of, and like she just isn't having any of it, and then he's evaluating it, and he's like, I think when I sent my noodles back for the second time, she made a face. I just thought that was so funny, because like, who sends noodles back at all, let alone 2 times? Only George. Yeah. So good episode. I got back to doing a little smoking too. I smoked some chicken breasts real quick yesterday. Little, I don't know, citrusy something seasoning, and a little apple wood. It was good.
Smoking on a weeknight. Good for you.
Chicken's not too bad. Chicken doesn't take too long. It seems like you can get it done in an hour and a half or so. Fun. But that's about it. Nothing too exciting.
Cool.
What about you, Max?
Well, similar to Colby, same old work and TV. My Suns went 8-0 in the bubble. Only team to go 8-0 in the NBA bubble, and did not make it out of the bubble. Could not overcome their lackluster regular season. So that was disappointing, but it was fun to see them cause waves and kind of change perceptions of themselves. They're a really young team, but
I just don't get it. If they can go undefeated in the bubble, why are they even there? Like, and still
I mean, that was like, it was debatable, like whether they should be included. I mean, it was really close. I mean, they tied Memphis, who actually did make a play in. It's take me too long to explain everything, but they tied Memphis. But Memphis had won more head-to-head matchups with the Suns this season, so they owned the tiebreaker between the Suns and them. So I mean, like, it was really close. In fact, it was pretty insane. The Suns just needed either on the last day, like the Suns needed either the Trailblazers or the Grizzlies to lose, and they would have made it in. And both teams won. So it was just a little unfortunate, disappointing. So yeah, I mean, it was. Yeah, that is a little disappointing. But that was even the debate. I mean, the Suns were like the very last team in the West to make it in, and there was people even debating whether or not they should be there. So, yeah, kind of crazy.
Ridiculous.
I saw a movie on Netflix called Desperados. It's a chick flick. It has a lot of the folks from, I don't know if you guys ever watched the show New Girl, but it has a lot of characters from that show randomly in this movie. It was pretty funny. I mean, the premise of the movie is this woman has really bad dating luck. She meets this really great guy, and they have a great time together. But then, like, she doesn't hear from him after their date for a few days, and so she's with her friends and starts drinking some wine, and she sends him a really nasty email. And then right after she sends the nasty email, of course, he calls her from a hospital in Mexico and had gotten in a car accident and was away from his phone and hadn't been able to talk with her for the last few days. So her and her friends fly down to Mexico to try and break into his hotel room where his phone is so she can delete the email that she sent him. Which actually, the premise of it sounded kind of funny and kind of ridiculous and kind of, like, oh, this would be like a good movie I don't have to think about. But it wasn't really actually I mean, the movie was fine. It was entertaining, but I don't know. I was hoping to laugh a little bit more than I did. So
Sounds just like Seinfeld.
What do you mean, just like Seinfeld?
Where George has a girlfriend and
with the bread, the marble rye, or
with the answering machine.
Oh yeah,
where he leaves her a message. She doesn't call her back. Then like his messages get progressively worse, and by the end he's yelling at her and telling her she's a soulless loser.
I didn't even think about that.
It's like exactly the same.
He meets her when she comes to her apartment, and
he has to use the bathroom.
She's like, oh well, just let's go out to eat right now, and it's like, oh, Jerry needs to use the bathroom. Oh well, there's a place right over here. Oh. Well, I forget what the excuse he uses for Jerry. He doesn't has a fear of public bathrooms or something. Just making Jerry look like a total weirdo.
Perfect. It'll give me an opportunity to check my messages, and
right.
It's just a big mess.
And then George's word to alert her that something's wrong. It's like
tippy toe.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that show. We keep getting sidetracked by Seinfeld because it's fresh on Jordan's mind right now.
Sorry, guys. It's just funny.
The only other thing I did was I made another batch of sourdough. So this was like everyone and their dog these days in quarantine, who everyone seems to be picking up sourdough. I went for batch number 3. It was my best batch yet. So I'm learning, growing.
There's dogs out there cooking sourdough bread?
There are dogs out there. They can do it.
That's funny. How did it turn out?
So it turned out good. I think it was my best batch yet.
Nice.
Nice. Happy to, knock it out again. So
speaking of sour baked products, my boys, they had a bag of Sour Patch gummies, and they were like, Dad, look at the back of this bag. It says you can make cookies out of Sour Patch Kids. And so I did. I made a batch of sugar cookies with Sour Patches mixed in, and it was disgusting. It was terrible. It
was really disgusting. It seems weird.
I mean, me and my wife, we ate some, but we just ate around the Sour Patches.
I know.
It was gross.
Yeah, that doesn't sound too
great. Kids love it.
But kids, they're just like, whatever, sugar, bring it on.
Yep.
Although my 2-year-old is really weird about desserts. Like, we'll give her desserts, and she'll lick it, and then she'll be like,
nah,
not interested. And I'm just like,
pass.
All right, whatever. I guess I won't have to have this fight with you. For now, at least. I don't know why she has a weird phobia of desserts, but she does. So
could be worse things.
Kids, there are worse things in this world. Although
I wish I had a phobia of desserts.
I'm the same. Although her mom is doesn't have the biggest sweet tooth. Sometimes she'll be like, what'd be good right now is some cookies or some ice cream, and she just doesn't have the same sweet tooth craving that I do, which is ironic because my father-in-law, the guy, could pound ice cream every single day if he had his way. So weird stuff.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of sweets, it's time to talk about mankind's greatest creation. It's not the wheel. It's not the light bulb. It's not the telephone. It's freaking cereal. I love cereal. First of all, do you guys love... I think Colby... I remember being roommates in college. I feel like Colby's a big fan of cereal. Jordan, are you a fan of cereal? Do you live or die by this stuff like we do? Or what's your hot take on cereal?
It's the only meal that I eat. The only thing I eat. No, I love cereal. I don't eat it much anymore, but...
Same.
We'll get into it.
Well...
Sure.
I had to learn the hard way. Yeah. I learned the hard way. Certain things as an adult that you just can't eat at the same rate that you did when you were a kid, and cereal would definitely be one of those things. In fact, we used to eat it a ton when we first got married. In fact, I remember Emily came home from the store once, and she had just every time we went to the store, we'd come home with boxes and boxes and boxes of cereal. And we didn't have any kids yet. It was just the two of us. and she was like checking out the store, and like some guy was like, "Whoa, you like stocking up for like the month?" But it was like, and he was because he was looking at all the cereal boxes she had out on the belt, and she was like, "Hi," she's like, "But this will probably only last us a week because like we'd eat cereal for breakfast. It was like our dessert in the evening. I mean, we just ate. It was our snack. Like we just ate a ton of cereal. So
That's funny.
yeah, but gosh, I love cereal. So before we even talk about cereal, we have a more pressing question to discuss, and that is what goes into the cereal. So across the spectrum of skim, 1%, 2%, whole milk, almond milk, coconut milk, heavy whipping cream, half and half, what is your poison that must go into your cereal? What's the best variation of milk that you guys prefer for your cereal? Colby, we'll start with you.
So I'm gonna have to try heavy whipping cream now. But I like whatever. Honestly, usually the cereal is like, I mean, it depends on the cereal, but usually if you're talking about like good cereal, like sugary stuff, the milk really doesn't matter. I'm kind of a purist and a huge milk fan, so if there were no consequences to eating, I would go with whole milk every time. But since
Same.
my waistline complains about that a little bit, I'm doing almond milk a lot lately.
And don't you find though that the almond milk kind of tarnishes the flavor of the cereal though? Because like almond milk is like, whereas like normal milk doesn't really have like a strong flavor, so it complements the cereal well. Go ahead, George.
There's not one kind of almond milk.
Yeah, are you going almond breeze?
I don't even know.
Vanilla flavored? Unsweetened?
No, I don't think I would do vanilla. I don't know what I buy. I don't get almond milk very often. Like
the vanilla unsweetened stuff is pretty good with cereal.
Does it taste like vanilla?
But I mean, it has a taste.
Yeah, I just do it because it's healthier.
What's there?
Because it's not actual dairy, which makes me fat. So, that's why I do it. But I do have to say, like, I did try eggnog with cereal once because I thought that has to be like the end all be all, but it doesn't because it actually makes the cereal taste more bland because the eggnog is so sweet. So you'd think it'd be awesome, but it's not.
Actually, I don't think it would be awesome, but now thank you for confirming that it's not awesome.
Come on, everybody thinks that sounds awesome.
I love eggnog. And I love cereal, but I don't want to combine those two.
For me, it's only strawberry milk. That's all that I do with my cereal. No.
Chocolate milk.
No.
Orange juice.
No. Probably just 2%. It's usually what we buy for milk. I don't know. I could drink any kind of milk. I don't really care. But we just usually buy some almond milk and some 2%. So that's what I go with.
Cool. Yeah, we usually do 1%. Obviously, the higher up you go, the more I'm going to like it. But 1% is like my compromise. Cereal's already bad enough for you, so. But I can't go all the way down to skim, because then it's like I'm putting water in my cereal. So yeah. I settle at 1%. But I am pretty picky. Like I don't think I've done like almond and like coconut milk and those other variations, and I'm like I only want like my regular milk with my cereal. So, but although I have had, I don't know if it was half and half or heavy whipping cream, but I have a vivid memory of like one morning I woke up, poured myself a little bowl of cereal, and I was just like very much had cereal on the mind, and then I opened up the fridge and there was no milk. And I was like, oh my gosh. But there was like some heavy whipping cream. So I was like, I'm going for it.
Had the cereal poured in your bowl already?
Yeah. And I don't think it really actually made much of a difference. Although just the concern with what I was doing was at the back of my mind the entire time I was eating that bowl of cereal. I was like, how many calories is in this little bowl of cereal that I'm eating? It doesn't matter. Carry on. We must finish this.
So do you put the milk in first or the cereal in first?
Always the cereal first and then the milk. And then you watch the cereal rise.
We're not psychos.
I like that's what.
Don't tell me you're putting
that's what I do
milk in the
too.
bowl first and then cereal.
No, that's what I do too.
I didn't know there was.
There's I've seen that.
But what if you eat your bowl of cereal? There's still milk in the bowl, and you're like, I want more cereal. Do you just throw some on the top, or do you get all new milk?
Both.
I usually throw cereal on top, pour a little bit more milk
Yeah.
into the bowl,
Yeah.
and then go for that. And then when I finish that bowl, then I'm going to drink the milk.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Which is actually a good question that I hadn't thought of before I did this, but is it a crime to throw that cereal milk away?
Yeah.
Yes, because it's so good.
I tend to agree with you guys as well. It's just good stuff.
It's made me question my marriage sometimes, but Melissa doesn't drink her milk, and
What?
sometimes I sadly drink it for her. You know.
Oh boy. We are I feel like I'm your marriage therapist now.
What does that say about me, Max?
Well, it says you're a good human being who doesn't want to see the world burn.
That's right.
What does it say about Melissa, on the other hand? Well,
She knows I enjoy cereal milk and is just giving it to me.
Maybe it's a
she's
selfless
gotta-
act on her part.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, Colby's going to be the optimist here, so I'll follow him on that. But
I think stores should carry next to the chocolate and strawberry milk cereal milk.
Like Cinnamon Toast Crunch milk.
Yeah, like you can do all the varieties, right? Ooh, that's a good business idea.
there's it's actually already a thing in New York. There's like a what are they called? They're called Milk Bar, and like they have like shakes and stuff, but like they have cereal milk as like one of the ingredients. And yeah, it's like popular too. It's not just like a random like thing. Like we went there several times when we were in New York, because it was just a couple blocks from where we were living, and yeah, there would always be a line out there, and it was just good stuff. So
I'm gonna have to get
someone
some.
already beat you to it, Colby.
This reminds me of a Seinfeld episode. People only like the tops of the muffins, you know, but you throw away the bottoms, and it's kind of like cereal milk.
Gotta call in Newman to dispose.
Yeah, Newman comes with his briefcase full of milk bottles.
Anyway.
Oh boy. All right, now let's get into actual cereal. So I'm kind of a brat and was pretty spoiled when it came to cereal. So like I never grew up eating the generics. I've never really purchased a bag of generic cereal in my life, but I recognize that there's a lot of other people out there who grew up eating the generics and will swear that it's just as good as the real stuff. So I don't know. Do you guys have any experience with eating the generics, and do they hold any weight to their name brand counterparts?
It's tricky, right? Real tricky. Depends on the kind, I think. Like if you're doing a Fruit Loops, you're doing a Fruit Loops knockoff, probably pretty much the same. But the trouble you're gonna.
What about like a Lucky Charms though? Like what is that? Marshmallow Mateys?
Marshmallow Mateys.
Yeah.
Does it? If I were to do like a blind taste test against my Lucky Charms, though, would I spit out the Marshmallow Mateys and just go, "Ugh, this is terrible"?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I mean, maybe if you swirl the shapes of the marshmallows around in your mouth, and
All right, now here's another question about Lucky Charms. Do you split out the cat food from the marshmallows and eat them? Someone said that to me recently. I wish I could take credit for it, but
I have like a disorder because like I try really hard just to eat my Lucky Charms and not like make a big deal about it. But I have to eat all the other stuff first and save the marshmallows for last. It's like a sickness.
I know. Why is that? I'm the same way. Like I have to eat. I mean, like I don't like not eat any of the marshmallows, but I will be like fairly strategic as I'm working my way through the bowl, where I'm trying not to eat too many marshmallows. I'm trying to get more of the cat food in there with each bite, and then so I'm left with this giant bowl of terrible marshmallows. Now, when you go through the marshmallows, Colby, is it just free game when you've got a thing of marshmallows, or are you OCD enough that you're going to eat you're going to group up the marshmallows themselves and eat those?
No, I just try and get as many as I can on the spoon.
I'm the same. I'm finding that Colby and I have pretty similar approaches to cereal. So
I think where we might differ though is that I don't really see a huge difference between the generic stuff and the, the good stuff.
I don't know if there is either, because I've never really tried it, but I just feel kind of snobby now where I'm like, well, I don't want to like risk it. I don't want to buy this giant bag, because they always come in giant bags. It's not like you can buy like a little sample of it. It's like, I don't want to have a giant bag of marshmallow mateys and not like it.
Well, I've seen like even the big brands like General Mills and stuff are putting stuff in bags now too, I think, on occasion. Yeah, so you can get more or something. But like Malto Meal was the off-brand one. Like the generic version,
that?
But it's not any. That's like the brand that does Marshmallow Mateys and all the generic cereals. But now they're like, there's like knockoffs of them now because they've like been so established for so long. So yeah, the Malto Meal stuff is good though.
Yeah, I don't find a big difference in the taste of them for the most part. Though they don't have a wide selection, right? They just have kind of the most popular kinds. So if you are going for the Sour Patch cereal or something like that, you're going to have to get new.
Wait, is there actually a Sour Patch cereal?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Have you seen the Cold Stone cereals?
Yeah, they got that too.
I don't know there's Cold Stone cereal.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
You got another.
Yeah, I need to pay more.
Have you not been
more
down the
attention
cereal
when I go down
aisle?
No, I go down the cereal aisle, but I'm always like looking for specific cereals. I'm not like.
Well, and you have to look at the end caps.
I'm not opening my mind, I guess, is the mistake I'm making.
You got to go to the superstore. You can't go to the regular size grocery store. Go to like the super grocery store.
Yeah, and the end caps always have the promotional, the new ones, the new exciting kinds.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because as I was preparing for this episode, did you guys realize, I didn't even know, but that Cookie Crisp is no longer around.
What? Yeah, I haven't seen that in forever.
It's been discontinued. Which, was Mario actually the face of Cookie Crisp, or did that guy just look like Mario?
No, it was like a burglar, right?
Cookie Crisp. Wasn't he a wolf?
It was the burglar he kind of looked like Mario. It's a wolf now, but it was a burglar and a cop. Not even a cop. It was like a constable.
All right, I guess you're right. All right, yeah, Mario couldn't be a criminal. He's too good of a guy.
Yep.
Go watch our Mario episode if you need to know anything about him. We had like 5 million views on it already. So
shameless plug.
All right, well maybe one day.
Just do it.
I'll
Max.
be brave.
Just dive in.
Try generic and see if I can save myself $1 or $2.
Because there's only probably like 8 flavors or something.
Malto Meal, I feel like, has a good variety.
I'm imagining they have like Frosted Flakes.
Yeah, Frosted
Flakes.
Do.
I feel like they have all the popular ones. Like any of the really good ones that have been around for a while, they have.
Raisin
the one
Bran,
thing
probably.
The one thing I do remember is their version of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, which I think is just cinnamon toasters, doesn't have as much of the good stuff like coating the cereal pieces. That is one thing I remember.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. The real stuff that leaves one heck of a bowl of milk to drink when you're done. Like it was just pure sugar and cinnamon.
Yeah, delicious.
So good. Alrighty. Now, when you were kids, growing up and developing your cereal palate, I'm curious, like what were like the major cereals that you'd fight over with your siblings, or that you were super excited to see your mom come home with, that you knew it was going to be a good week with the cereal?
For years, it was we'd only get cornflakes, and we
like regular cornflakes with like the chicken or the rooster on them.
Yeah, with the rooster. Yeah,
Woo,
that's all we'd get, and we'd put sugar scoops, spoonfuls of sugar on them.
Yep.
And I like that quite a bit because at the end, you'd scrape the sugary mixture off the bottom of the bowl and eat that.
You're just eating like wet, creamy sugar grains.
It's delicious.
It was good.
I'll have to try that. I don't think we ever had like a bowl, or I don't think we ever had a box of just regular cornflakes. Our house.
I mean, it was a staple, and sometimes we'd put fruit in it. Cut up some strawberries, blueberries,
bananas.
Yep, and that was pretty much all that we ever had growing up, unless sometimes at Christmas or special holidays or birthdays. Like then, my parents would go get us special cereals. Like then, it was like a treat. we'd celebrate with a cereal. But
Well,
high-end sugary cereal.
Emily's family, like they would get like a box of cereal for like their birthday. It was like their breakfast cereal, and so like they would get to choose whatever cereal that they want. So I don't think it's too weird.
Well, and I think when that would happen, it would usually be Captain Crunch, the ones with berries. I don't think Oops All Berries was out then, but just the one that had berries. Or no, Trix. Trix is another one. That was one that we would have quite a bit.
Did you like the Trix better? Trix better when they were just colored balls, or was it better when they were actually in the fruit shape? Because they've gone back and forth several times.
I think
I only remember the shapes.
Yeah, I think I like the
Is Trix still around?
Yeah. It's good stuff.
Is it popular? I feel like it was pretty popular when I was a kid, but I don't feel like I hear or know Trix very much anymore.
Well, I mean, we can't buy them. We can't buy them. We're not kids anymore. So
because Trix are for kids. But like if you watch like since we only watch like Netflix and streaming stuff at my house, we never see the commercials anymore. But like when we go to my parents' house and they actually have like cable TV still, and we turn on like the kids channels for my kids, like those cereal commercials come up, and I'm like, I totally forgot about all of these amazing cereals and their mascots that I'm now seeing.
Right.
So I think the Trix Bunny's still out there and hopping.
Yeah.
All right.
But I think didn't they make a Trix where like the berries were like really tiny, like a pea sized? They ever had those, and that was like all the cereal. Because they like the Captain Crunch or the Cocoa Puffs, those are like the bigger balls.
Yeah.
But I feel like there was a Trix where like they were like half that size.
I do remember like grape nut size.
Yeah.
Almost. Yeah. I think I remember that
Those
was like just a limited time thing they did.
Those are good.
Yeah.
Yep.
What about in your household, Colby?
We grew up with the standard. Our standard was usually Cheerios, Krispies, and Corn Flakes. Like we had those three on hand at all times. And kind of like Jordan, when I was younger, those are really all that we had. And we'd throw sugar in it, and it was dope. But, we kind of branched out as we got older to some of the healthier ones like Kix and Raisin Bran and Grape Nuts and, some more variety of ones that weren't over the top. And then we wouldn't do it for like special occasions, but like every month or 2 months or something, my mom would get a couple boxes of sugary stuff, and we'd, burn through those in like a couple days and then go back to the regular stuff. But I think Lucky Charms were the big one. Well, my sister's a huge chocolate lover, so I think Cocoa Puffs were her favorite. And then Lucky Charms, there was nothing better in the world for me than Lucky Charms.
Lucky Charms was good. Fruity Pebbles still is my cereal of choice.
Interesting.
Definitely the best.
Huh.
But Max, you go buy yourself some Rice Krispies and just put sugar on it and tell us what you think. If you don't like it, just make them into Rice Krispie treats.
It's really good on
Rice Krispie treats are amazing.
It's good on Krispies, but it's really good on Corn Flakes because it like pools, like it'll get stuck on a flake and you get like a really good.
Yeah. I feel like I would do it the most with it was sugar with this is getting real technical. Sugar with Corn Flakes, berries or fruits with Cheerios, and Rice Krispies when we ran out of everything else, and or we'd make them into Rice Krispie treats. Kind of how.
Yep.
Yeah.
I guess I got kind of lucky when I was a kid because we I feel like we always had on hand like bad stuff. Like at no point do I ever remember eating just a bowl of regular Cheerios or a bowl of Corn Flakes or a bowl of Rice Krispies, and I feel like there was always either Captain Crunch, which I feel like my older brother liked more than I did. There was Cocoa Puffs. I actually, as a kid, really remember liking Oatmeal Crisp. I don't know if you guys ever ate Oatmeal Crisp, but so good.
Oatmeal Squares?
Nope, Oatmeal Crisp. It's delicious.
I know it.
Ate a lot of Honey Bunches of Oats as a kid. O's were good. We definitely had Cookie Crisp. We definitely had Reese's Puffs, which are phenomenal. In fact,
Candy
I was just at
for breakfast?
No.
Oh, it's so good. In fact, it was funny.
Reese's Puff cereal.
I was just at my parents' the other day, and I opened up their cabinets, and like they had like 5 different boxes of just like terrible cereal, and I was like, "Oh, this is awesome!" Like because I never eat this stuff anymore. So Yeah, I think I was pretty Lucky Charms. I think Lucky Charms has to be a favorite. I also really like Raisin Bran Crunch. It's delicious.
Yeah,
Cinnamon
that's
Toast
good.
Crunch. I love Frosted Mini Wheats. I loved getting those Frosted Mini Wheats, like the ones with like the extra frosting on them. Those ones are always like a nice little find to get in your bowl. So that's interesting though. So I might have to talk to my mom and be like, hey, should have had a tighter leash on me as a kid, then I wouldn't have been so addicted to cereal as an adult, and then had to work that weight off as I got older. But it is like funny because when I was talking about this with Emily the other day when I was thinking about like, well, like, you know, with the kids, are we gonna let them eat like random cereals like this? And I think we were both like inclined to say no. So while I'm grateful that I got to eat whatever the heck I wanted growing up, I don't think my kids will be as fortunate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, look, it's funny because yes, there's mild differences. When you get right down to it, it's all carbohydrates. I mean, so maybe we're eating cornflakes, but it probably is pretty close to the same nutritional value as your sugariest of cereals, you know.
Especially once we poured the sugar in.
Yeah.
Manually.
Yeah.
Instead of manufactured sugar baked in, we just pour pure sugar straight on.
That's right. Okay, so moving on to the next question. When is the best time to get yourself a bowl of cereal? Is it good in the morning? Is it good as a snack during the day? Is it good kind of like as a dessert in the evening? When is your happiest time to be consuming a bowl of cereal?
I think nighttime is the best. I mean, really, whenever you're feeling a bowl of cereal is the best time. But it's better at night, I think, because like when you're eating it in the morning, you're like getting ready for your day, you're trying to go through your routine, you got stuff to do, you can't really enjoy it. But if you've got the kids in bed and you got a show on, and you're gonna go sit on the couch with the bowl on your, on your paunchy stomach and eat it, it's that you get to enjoy it to its fullest, and you're like, this is adulting done right.
Definitely. Jordan.
There's no wrong time of day, really. I mean,
no, there's no wrong time of day, but what is the best time of day? When is it going to deliver the most satisfaction to Mr. Jordan?
Probably after like the third bowl. Like it's probably when it's like, yeah, this is good, but it's enough. No, I mean, I think I don't know. I think I would probably go breakfast. Just because I don't know. I don't eat it very often anymore. So because oddly enough, my kids don't really like cereal. Even if we buy them the sugary fun stuff, they're like, this is weird. I want Kix, which is fine, but it's not my go-to. So I don't know. We don't really have it on hand very often, but I think breakfast, just default,
I'm around Colby's side with this, and especially now where I feel like I really only eat cereal at night. Very rarely do I eat cereal for breakfast. Although, again, when I was addicted to cereal as an adult, I tell you what, that got me out of bed with a smile on my face, knowing there was a big bowl of whatever goodness was waiting for me. But it just, now when I think about it, I was like, yeah, it just feels wrong to like fill up too much on cereal, because like I would put back like 2 big old bowls of cereal for breakfast in the morning, and I was like, man, that must have been like 800,000 calories easy that I was cranking down. And it's not like it's like great nutritional value.
Do you ever know when you're like, okay, I'm gonna have 2 bowls, so you just get the mixing bowl size? Do you ever do that?
I don't do that because I'm afraid of the soggy.
Oh yeah, good point.
I generally get, all right, so this is another good question. So I generally get a small bowl, hoping that I'll just eat the small bowl, but I never just do one. Like I always, like after I get down to the bottom, I'm like, all right, just one more bowl. So the question is it possible in your guys' lives, are you guys able just to commit to the one bowl, or do you always find yourself getting getting a refill?
Depends. Depends on the day.
Yeah, it depends on the day. Usually a refill.
Yeah, I pretty much always get a refill. So I salute you guys for maybe being more disciplined on it, because it's just hard. Once you start that cereal, it takes hold.
Well, look, if it's something I like really like, it'll be 2. But if it's like Kix or, Honey Bunches of Oats, which is like fine. I'm not.
Oh my gosh, I love Honey Bunches of Oats. It's more than fine.
But not compared.
Seriously, I think Honey Bunches of Oats with almonds might be my favorite cereal. Well, besides Lucky Charms. I love Honey Bunches of Oats with almonds.
It's good, but it doesn't drive me to a second bowl. Like Fruity Pebbles, I'll put back 3 easy.
When was the last time you had Honey Bunches of Oats? I'm taking this personally.
I've got some in the pantry right now.
Honey Bunches of Oats is good, but it's not top tier. I'm sorry.
No. Oh, it's so good.
Like I said, it's good, but it doesn't drive me to a second bowl. I'm not sitting there with my milk at the end thinking, man, I need another. But if it's Fruity Pebbles, yeah. I mean, Fruity Pebbles, and here's the thing. Honey Bunches of Oats, it's so rigid, right? And it's sharp. And so...
No. It's like cornflakes.
You throw the almond slivers in there.
And almonds and some random other things.
The almonds don't soak up milk and get
Those
moist.
almond slivers are deadly.
Those almond slivers are so thin. Like, they're like...
But they stay solid the whole time. Look, you get Fruity Pebbles.
I'm the authority here on Honey Bunches of Oats, and I'll be danged if you're going to drag their name through the mud. I eat so many bowls of Honey Bunches of Oats. That's never been a problem for me. Ever. Well,
I'm sorry we don't all have an iron mouth.
Yeah, you got 2 against 1 here, Max.
Yeah, but you guys, when was the last time you had a bowl of Honey Bunches of Oats?
You know what? You got me there, because it's been sitting in my pantry forever because I don't eat it. Because it's not that good.
Because you have a weird phobia of something that doesn't actually exist.
Look,
that's what I'm saying.
If it is Fruity Pebbles, you pour milk on it, you got to eat it quick, but you're not cutting your mouth up with that, and you're definitely going back for a second bowl. It's simple. Simple. It's physics, science, biology, chemistry. It's all in there.
We need to critique your eating form. Something's not right there.
Colby agrees with me.
I do, and it's been maybe a year since I've had Honey Bunches of Oats. But it is sharp. It doesn't stay together super well in the milk.
It gets soggy really fast. Like, I just can't imagine how on earth you would like.
It's just there's so many textures.
It's those clusters.
There are lots
of
clusters.
It's the bunches of oats.
Those are so good.
But you get one of those against the roof of your mouth. It's no fun.
You're done. Yep.
You're not eating cereal for another couple hours at that point.
This is just a weird conversation because, again, there's always a box of Honey Bunches of Oats in our house, and I eat it fairly regularly, and I've literally never even have thought about this. It's just never been on my radar. So weird.
Look, if you want a good flaky cereal, you get a Special K with strawberries, or the Special K.
Honey Bunches of Oats with strawberries is also really good.
Special K with chocolate. That one's good.
I didn't know Special K had chocolate.
Yeah,
how does that work? Is it like actual pieces of chocolate?
Yeah.
That sounds weird though. Like too dry or.
It's not bad.
Kind of gross. How is it?
It doesn't absorb the milk, but there's so much milk around it when it gets in your mouth, it's just kind of like it melts a little. I don't know. It's good. They're little tiny rectangles of chocolate.
Right.
I think classic Tony Flakes, as my wife calls them, is the best flake cereal.
Frosted Flakes?
Yeah, Frosted Flakes. Yeah.
Frosted Flakes, I like them, but like I never get them just because they seem like a little too boring.
You should go back to them because they're pretty good. Actually, they're not pretty good. They're great.
There you go. All right. So then another question. I think we've already kind of covered this a little bit. has your taste in cereal evolved from when you were a kid? Like, what you prefer today versus what you preferred when you were a kid? Has it changed a bit?
I was just going to say, I'm a very different person than I was, but no, my taste has not changed one bit in cereal. Not in the slightest.
No. Yeah. I mean, what? Maybe when I'm 70 or something and I have to eat, grape nuts or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe when I'm dead.
Yeah. But no, I think Fruity Pebbles, till the end. I don't care. I go down the cereal aisle for my kids and I'm like, ooh, this looks good. I haven't changed at all.
I don't know. Like, I feel like my taste necessarily hasn't necessarily changed, but I don't know, eat all the bad cereals like in the same quantity that I would as a kid. So I feel like, while my taste hasn't changed, like I just like force myself to maybe not consume it how I would when I was a kid growing up. So that's kind of more where I was coming from with that question.
Oh,
so
sure, yeah. I mean, do I hesitate for a second bowl? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Of course.
Yeah, I think twice, but then I do it anyway. Whatever happened to Rice Krispie Treats cereal? Do you guys remember that?
That's a good question. Yeah, I do remember that.
That was so good, and I can't find it anymore.
Like it came in a treat.
Yeah, it
cube?
came in like little hard.
It was like bunches of Rice Krispie Treat.
Right.
It was amazing.
That's at the specialty cereal store.
That cereal. I don't know. I haven't seen that. Yeah, I haven't seen that in forever.
Yeah, it was good stuff.
All right, we're coming down the home stretch. Just a couple questions left. Now, outside of cereal, what are your thoughts on granola? Does granola hold any weight relative to cereal? Because that's a hard pass from Colby over there. Jordan, what are your thoughts on granola?
Granola is hard because it's one of those things you try to eat when you think you're eating healthy. Like you think, oh, I'm going to eat this instead of cereal. But there's nothing healthy about it, I don't think. No. But they do make some good granola.
They do. I'm going to disagree with you on this one, Colby. I mean, I really enjoy a good bowl of granola.
Well, how do you eat it? Do you eat it with milk?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So it's like eating cereal.
I like granola with yogurt, but not in milk. If I'm eating granola in milk, I'm like, why am I doing this? Get me some freaking Apple Jacks.
Yeah.
Dude.
Again, to try and make it more healthy, seemingly, I put it with a Greek yogurt or something. And, But Costco has a good, I don't know if they're carrying it still, but they had a birthday cake granola, which was good. It was good.
Huh. You said earth or birth?
No, birthday cake.
Birthday cake.
Birthday cake.
I don't know. That's what I was thinking. Was it like a whole grain, kind of like a play on birthday cake kind of thing?
It had granola and like pink sprinkles, and it was kind of covered in a white frosting. So
this is some pretty extreme granola.
Yeah. That's just cereal. That's just sugary cereal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually really do like granola, and I totally agree with Jordan. There's nothing healthy about it, but I don't feel like if I'm eating it with milk that I'm missing out on stuff. I think it's, I don't know, find the right granola. It's delicious.
I don't know if I've tried it with milk. No, I guess we would do that as kids, but my mom would like microwave it some. You ever have that? Microwaved?
Warmed up?
No, we would.
Yeah, a little warmed up. So then, like, the granola starts to soften, and like it's more of like a cereal, but it's like a warm cereal. Not bad. Not bad.
Sounds kind of good.
Yeah, every now and then my wife will make granola, and it's great. We'll get it from Sprouts sometimes, and it's just delicious. So, yep, I agree. It might be negligibly more healthy than cereal, but probably not by much.
All right. Oatmeal or granola? Which one do you guys prefer?
Oh, granola.
Yeah, 100%. Granola easily.
I ate oatmeal like every day for breakfast for like the last 5 years, and oatmeal's fine, but it's not like I didn't really enjoy it. It was just like, oh, like this is and I would make it myself. Like I wasn't buying like the envelope with all the yummy goodies mixed in with the oatmeal, so I'd add my own mix in. But yeah, I never felt like I was really like enjoying my oatmeal over as much as I would enjoy cereal.
Good oatmeal is really good, but I think was it Jim Gaffigan? I can't get over that analogy he makes where he's just like making oatmeal and feels like he's just mixing cement. I'm just gonna pour wet cement down my throat here.
That's a great analogy. Yeah, it's like kind of a paste.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I like it a little bit soupier, a little softer than real thick. When it's thick and gummy and like sticks to the roof of your mouth,
it's gross.
It's terrible. You gotta have a little bit.
See, and I don't really like mine soupy at all. Like I can't get
not soupy, but just not that thick where it's like you're choking to swallow it. Like
There's definitely a sweet spot in the middle there.
Interesting.
I don't know. Granola's, I don't know. Probably cereal, then oatmeal, then granola in my book.
Yeah, me too.
Well, here we are. On to the last question. I thought this episode would go by fast, that we would be done in 30 minutes. But apparently we are men of many opinions when it comes to our cereal.
I'm sorry about the honey bunches of oats, okay? I didn't mean to offend you so much.
I want you to go get that box out of your pantry. I want to see that you actually possess
I'll go get it.
Honey Bunches of Oats, and then I'm going to watch you eat it. Critique your form. All right. The last question just has to be, if you had to pick just a couple of your 3 to 5 top faves, if you didn't have to worry about calories, if you didn't have to worry about the waistline, if you were just going to go sit back and pound some cereal, what are the top 3 to 5 cereals that are your go-tos? I can start if you guys want to. Or Colby, were you raising your hand?
No, you go. I got to gather my thoughts.
So Honey Bunches of Oats would definitely be with almonds, although it's still good with strawberries, but kind of weird. And the regular honey kind is fine, but Honey Bunches of Oats with almond, it's delicious. I love Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I love Reese's Puffs. I like Raisin Bran Crunch. I love Lucky Charms. That's 5. And I have to throw in Cinnamon Life as well. I really like Cinnamon Life a lot. So that's 6.
Mm-hmm.
Those are some of my faves.
Not bad.
Who's next?
I'll go.
Okay.
I'll go. Golden Grams. Classic Smacks.
Smacks.
You guys remember those?
I don't think I've ever had a bowl of Smacks in my life. It's
so
like a
good.
frog or something.
Yeah, the frog.
What are they?
What's the difference?
Explain it to me.
What's the
It's
difference
like
between
bear.
Golden Grams?
It's like Golden Grams are the squares, right?
Yes.
And they had
Golden
the
Grams are
bear.
definitely squares.
They had the bear mascot. Smacks
I
had
don't
the
remember
frog
Golden Grams having a
mascot.
mascot.
Yeah, it was a bear with like a little honey dipper thing. But Smacks are the.
You sure that's not Waffle Crisp?
Yeah. Yeah.
Golden,
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Golden Grams, they're the square with the ridges.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Back in the day, there was I promise, there was a.
Those are honey. Those
there
are
was a
honey,
bear.
But no, those were. Hold, please, while we Google.
Yep, I see him. I see him right now. It was a bear with those.
Wait.
But those are different.
That's
Honey
Golden
Crisp-
Crisp
Golden
you're
Crisp.
looking at, Colby.
You're lying.
Golden Crisp
Golden
had
Crisp.
the bear.
You're right. You're right.
Ha ha ha. There's the.
Oh, is Golden Crisp the same thing as Smacks?
Yes, but one's made by Kellogg's and one's made by Post.
One's made by Post. Okay.
I was confused. I thought they were like pretty similar.
Okay, well, Golden
I've never had
Grams.
Smacks.
I love Golden
Go ahead,
Grams. They're the ridged squares.
Yeah, those are good.
But I also love Smacks, which are like the puffed rice with the honey on the outside. Max, you're missing out. You need to go get some Smacks. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, obviously amazing. Similar to Cinnamon Toast Crunch, they only had it for a little while, but it was really good. It was like the same as Cinnamon Toast Crunch, except it was blueberry muffin. I haven't seen them in a while. That was pretty good. Rice Krispie Treat cereal. And then, obviously, the best thing you could ever think of is Lucky Charms.
Yeah,
Unbeatable.
Lucky Charms is probably unbeatable. That's usually the one that tradition has carried on to our household, and I pick Lucky Charms for my breakfast cereal now. It's just so good.
So good.
All right, Jordan.
Let's see. Fruity Pebbles is at the very top of the list, for sure. Other ones that are just good. Let me think here. There's like, I do like Life. Life was good. Either original or cinnamon. What else? There's Captain Crunches are good. Probably Oops All Berries are probably just the best in general. But you could get those things, those other brown things, whatever they are, added in there. Pops are good. Those are always like the treasured cereals, like because they had all those cool commercials back in the day.
Yeah.
And I never
gotta have my Pops.
Yeah, never got them as
Pops are weird.
Kids. They're weird. They're corn, so you know. But I don't know. I could eat anything. Doesn't really matter. There's plenty of
So
good. Oh, the oatmeal squares, the Quaker oatmeal squares. Those are pretty good. They're different. They're like square, rigid squares. Like they've got things on them. Not things, but anyway. Yeah.
There is one more question that I'm throwing in because it needs to be discussed. What were the best cereal mascots / marketing themes?
That's a good question.
Because like that, I don't think any product when we were a kid was advertised as heavily as breakfast cereal.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
I think
Fruit Loops. Toucan Sam.
Toucan Sam.
Toucan Sam was good.
Follow your nose.
Tony the Tiger. I mean, I think Tony the Tiger is probably like the most iconic of all of them. He's pretty. Even though I didn't really care for him that much as a kid, he was kind of weird. But the Leprechaun was great.
Yeah.
From
Lucky
Charms.
I think his name's Lucky. Yeah.
The
bunny.
rabbit from Trix.
Yeah.
The Trix
Flintstones. Where was the
Fruity
Flintstones?
Pebbles. Fruity Pebbles and Cocoa Pebbles. There was the cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs bird.
Yeah.
Cocoa for
Good one.
Cocoa Puff.
It's actually pretty good, Jordan.
The Reese's Puffs were awesome because you could have that conversation with anybody. As soon as you said Reese's Puffs, someone would say, "Candy for breakfast?"
Yeah.
Not candy. It's Reese's Puffs cereal.
Oh my gosh, Reese's Puffs. And then we already talked about Cookie Crisp.
Yeah,
And,
which apparently it was a wizard before and then turned into the burglar and constable. I learned that from Community.
What else did we have? What were the other?
Just Pops wasn't a mascot, but man, that was big advertising.
I mean,
Yeah.
Captain Crunch was a mascot.
Captain Crunch, yeah, and the Crunch
I'm
Berries.
Googling cereal mascots right now. Oh, Count Chocula.
Count
Yeah.
Chocula.
Yeah.
I feel like the Apple Jacks had a thing, but I can't remember what it was. Oh, but it doesn't taste like apples. That was their thing.
Well,
Yeah, that was their
But
thing.
then they eventually,
That was-
on the boxes, they'll have like the O's with like cinnamon and apples.
Yeah, that's true.
Kind of, they're not.
There's the little Rice Krispie dudes.
Oh,
Snap.
Snap, Crackle, and Pop.
Mm-hmm.
Those were classic.
That's what those were. Yeah, I forgot
Yeah,
that.
those are their names.
What their whole thing was. I think we hit. I'm scrolling through the images right now. I think we hit all the major guys.
Yeah.
Probably the Smacks Frog, the Honey Crisp Bear.
Oh, Honey Nut Cheerio B. He's pretty.
Oh, the Honey
yeah.
Nut Cheerio Bee. Yep.
Or Raisin Bran. Who was on Raisin Bran?
The sun.
Sun.
It was just the sun. I thought.
Yeah,
I thought
that's
it-
true.
Oh, it was
there
the
a bird?
sun. With
There was
2
a bird.
scoops of raisins.
But a big thing we're overlooking, which I think will probably take another 15 minutes at least, are the prizes that you would get in the boxes
yeah.
when you were kids. Like, that was
Toys.
huge. Sometimes I would only buy cereals based on what was coming in the
toy.
box.
Mom, please.
Yeah.
I need this toy.
And then you had to fight with your siblings about who was going to get the toy.
got it.
And then there's like the mazes and activities on the back. And
Yeah. Those were fun. I remember getting the prize out of the box every time and being so excited. And then after looking at it for a couple of minutes, being like, this is kind of cheap.
Yeah.
This thing's kind of a piece of crap.
Oh, and then Wheaties, they always have a different mascot.
yeah.
Oh, they always had a sports figure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wheaties.
I hated Wheaties though. They were
I don't think I ever had them either, but it sounds terrible.
Aren't they just
like bran flakes.
like wheat? Yeah, just bran flakes or something.
Yeah.
But aren't they? Yeah.
Wheat flakes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wasn't there a waffle cereal?
Waffle Crisp.
Waffle Crisp.
And a
That
French
one wasn't
toast
around for
cereal,
that
too.
long.
Yeah, I forgot about French toast one. And then did we talk about O's? Can't remember.
You did mention O's.
O's is good.
Oh yeah,
Crisp.
Waffle Crisp. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I remember
Good
liking
stuff.
it. I wonder if it still exists.
Well, now we're just saying cereal names now.
All right. Well, we don't want to put our listeners in as we go down the Google black hole of just what's getting lost in all these like nostalgic cereals that we used to eat. But I think if we're gonna close out this episode with one final word on cereal, it's that Honey Bunches of Oats is amazing. It's totally safe to eat, unless you're doing something wrong. You don't need to worry about it.
Like, it's not that it's not
Yes,
safe.
I am being sponsored to say this because we have so many listeners on this podcast. But yes, go out and buy yourself a box of Honey Bunches of Oats.
Their commercials were just lame as a kid.
They are lame. They're totally lame. Very bad commercials.
I mean,
But
we're grateful to have jobs and factory workers making cereals. That's good. But,
They weren't appealing to kids, so the
No.
commercials were lame.
no.
so, alrighty. Well, that's a wrap. Thanks, Colby and Jordan, for walking down memory lane today and talking about cereal. And thank you to all of our wonderful listeners. We appreciate you hanging in there and listening to this today. And if you have any feedback, thoughts, questions, concerns that you want to pass along, you can email us at thecouchboard@gmail.com. And if you want to follow along on social media, we are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all at The Couchboard. You can find us, post a comment, leave a review. And if you have any thoughts or questions or if you have any ideas of what you'd want us to talk about in future episodes, drop us an email. We always welcome that kind of feedback. But with that being said, Colby and Jordan, I'll see you guys next week for the next episode. Have a good night.
Bye.
Peace. They're great.